Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the VRL Cup Series here at the virtual Dover International Speedway. The Monster Mile 200 laps here around the high-banked 1 mile circuit. As always, my name is James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, bringing the action to NDP 60 frames a second, filling in for the world-famous Mason Heimbaugh this week. And always a good time looking at the action here at the Velocity Racing League. Old school cars, a few old school racers, and a whole lot of fun qualifying coming to an end here at Dover, as let's get ready to run through the grid and see where your favorite drivers are going to be starting at. And as always, thank you to our fans, friends, and family tuning in, supporting the broadcast, supporting the league, as well as supporting your favorite your favorite driver, not your favorite broadcaster. You guys don't quite know me yet, so looking forward. We got Dawn Hillbrands here. I'd imagine she's cheering on Tony Hillbrands, who's out on track. As we get ready to grid everybody up, let's run through the grid and see how I can do with pronunciations for the first time here with my time calling the VRL Cup Series. Well, we've got Nicholas Lovell on the top spot. James Miller starts second. We've got Paul Mikolajczyk starting third. We've got Brett Guzik starting, that's going to be Charles Gurick starting fourth. Daniel Mosteller, Mosteller starting fifth. Ashley Lyle starting sixth. Howie Briss starts seventh. Tony Hillbrand starting eighth. Max Newrith starting ninth. Sean Williams starting 10th. We've got Eric Whitner starting 11th. James Coulibaly starting 12th. Cycle to back, Matthew Fitz starts 13th. Benny Hogan starting 14th. Jaden Hopp starts 15th. Patrick Colby starting 16th. Scott Schuer starts 17th. Michael Keithley starts 18th. Howie DeTrey starts 19th. Bill Harkins starting 20th. And William Britt rounds out the 21 drivers making their way out. Let us know where you're from, who you're cheering on, as we get ready to go for 200 laps here tonight. No automatic cautions, only manually thrown cautions. We've got Red as our acting race control here tonight, making sure to keep these drivers as well behaved as you could expect or hope for, at least. Lovell, Miller on the front row. Mikolajczyk on the second row. With Charles Jurek also on the second row. Mosteller and Lyle will be your third row as we link them up behind the iRacing safety car. Drivers trying to get those machines warmed up. Looks like that's going to be Miller, the 09 machine, getting ready to go, trying to get some heat. Making their way down the backstretch. Safety car should be coming in this time by. Pace car is in. And let's go racing here for the Velocity Racing League Cup Series, the VRL Cup Series. Looks like James Miller in the 09 machine gets a great launch. Lovell's going to hold on to it on the inside line. Jurek trying to hold on to that third place spot. The 76 machine gains the spot early on, but look how loose these drivers are coming out of the corners. Struggling to hold on to with these high horsepower, relatively low downforce machines. It looks like your top three getting a bit of a breakaway. It's from fourth place back where the party is at. That's Mikolajczyk in the 38 machine. Ashley Lyle, Tony Hillbrand side by side, right behind in the battle for fifth. You've also got Daniel Mosteller trying to get up in the fray as well in that 87 machine. He's down a couple spots from where he started, but looking to get right back up there. And going back up front, looks like Lovell trying to take a move on Miller. He's going to do so side by side. Lovell on the inside line, the 37 machine. Miller in the red, white, and black 09 up in the high line. That's going to allow... Looks like that's going to be the 76 machine of Jurek closing the gap as well. Now Lovell did click off the fastest lap so far A 23.86 on that charge towards the front. Now, going to be interesting to see how long it takes for the tires to start to fall off if we get to that point here today. Drivers do have 4 sets of tires behind pit road, and we're expecting our fuel window to open up around lap 70, close about lap 90. Go a little bit further back to Ashley Lyle in 6th. She's being chased by Daniel Mosteller and Howie Briss, running 6th, 7th, and 8th. Mosteller and Briss are down either about 2 or 1 spots each. Lyle starting exactly where she qualified in the Morton Saltback 51 machine. And it looks like, for the most part, everybody going single file as we cycle it back. It looks like we also got a battle for 20th. William Britton and Howie DeTrey. Britton picks up a spot in that 64 machine. DeTrey loses 2 spots so far in the 34. Looks like Jurek starting to close the gap in the 76 as well. And also got action going on here for P7, Mosteller and Briss. Going back forward to, let's check an eye out on Mikolajczyk and the number 92 machine. Loses a couple of spots now, dropping back into 38 now, and 6 looks like Tony Hilbrand's Ashley Lyle. Both working their way around that 38 special. And that's going to put Hilbrands as our hard charger so far in the 92 machine, up 4 spots. Now he's got to close about a 6.5 second advantage. He's trying to work up there to Jurek's 76 machine, as Jurek tucks in right behind Lovell and Miller, running 1st and 2nd. I'm almost wondering, Hilbrand's closing the gap though, gained about a 10th on that lead pack. He's got a little bit of clean air in front of him. That may help a little bit, because once the tires start to fall off, I think they're going to do so rather rapidly here today. As Lovell, Miller, Jurek tucked in, single file, run 1, 2, 3. All the while though, Tony Hilbrand's that 92 machine starting to charge forward. And still closing the gap here. Hilbrand's running almost 2 tenths faster than everybody in front of him. Really closing the gap. I wonder how important the clean air is going to be here at Dover. Maybe try and save a little bit of that front right throughout the run if you have the opportunity. Another hard charger out on track, Jaden Hopp, the number 81 machine. Also up 4 positions. Oh, but we hear problems somewhere out on track. Looks like that's James Miller tied up in that one. And trying to see who else that was. That may have been Hilbrand. Let's take a look and see who was involved in that one. We know Miller was. With our loudest transition music I've ever heard in my life. So we're focused on Miller and the 09 machine. Looks like he was just chasing, caught the wall. I think that was the 37, the 97 maybe of Howie Briss. Yes, it was. Miller gets tied up in that one. Hilbrand also a little bit involved. And oh my goodness, the Hawaiian music out in force. We're gonna try and figure out how to turn that off for you guys. That is loud. That's going to be our first caution of the night, 15 laps in. Looks like a whole lot of drivers coming down pit road. Nicholas Lovell, your race leader, opts to stay out. Max Neuer stays out. Matthew Fitz, William Britton, your top 4 drivers, the only 4 drivers who opt to stay out. I'm going to try something real quickly. There we go. Gonna take a peek at this crash once more for James Miller. Just chases up to the wall, actually gets into the back of that 37 machine. And then around he goes, and the driver starts stacking up. Miller goes for a fantastic ride. And Hilbrands does a great job keeping it off the wall. And again, that's going to be our first caution of the evening. So we get them stacked back up, double file. Lovell and Neuwirth on the front row. Fitz, Britton, your second row. Gurek and Mikolajczyk, your third row. As we get tucked in behind your iRacing safety car. Now keep an eye out. These top 4 drivers are on their original sets here. Just about everybody else behind them took 4 fresh tires on that pit stop. Looks like Daniel Mostar in the number 87 machine has sent it back to the virtual hauler early on. He is done and out for the evening. And away they go for the second time tonight. Lovell gets a fantastic start in the 37. But let's cycle it back to William Britton, who goes high rather quickly. We hinted some 3-wide action right behind. And the field, everybody trying to muscle their way through here. Trying to use those fresh tires to their advantage. There's Mikolajczyk right in the middle, splitting them 3-wide, able to make it work. But oh, they are bumping and grinding early on. There's a 76 of Jurek peeking up the inside line. This is giving Lovell a massive advantage, almost 8 tenths ahead of the rest of the field. As we are 3-wide once more, not for long. Here we go. Do they hold on to it? No, they don't. The field stacks up. And here we go again, another big caution. Scott Schuer was tied up in that one. I saw a couple others. Oh, the boys are in for a long night tonight. We're focusing on Scott Schuer in the number 4 machine on the inside line. It looks like the number 5 of Benny Hogan may have started to pressure issue. No, it was going on ahead of him. That was the 17 machine of Eric Whitner. Going for a while, right? See if we can get that camera angle going. Let's back that up. And hit it with a CSI enhance. Enhance. So watch the 17 machine. They're 3-wide in front. A little bit of contact amongst the drivers. And the number 17 machine of Eric Whitner just nowhere to go here. Was trying to get all the way down the apron. Maybe grabbed a little bit too much with that front left. Sends it sliding around. And it looks like for the most part, the drivers that were going 3-wide kind of sort of held on to it. You can also see the number 4 machine of Scott Schuer taking a wild ride in the Foxback number 4 machine. And we're going to sacrifice a little bit more body work here at Dover by the time it's all said and done. Now, I'm curious, is Nicholas Lovell and Matthew Fitz going to come down pit road? Or are they going to continue staying out? Now, Lovell had a fantastic launch that last time by. No pressure. Kept charging forward. I'm wondering if he's going to do the same. Not so much worried about the track or the new tires when he has the track position. As now, James Miller, Charles Jurek, Eric Whitner, Howard DeTrey, Scott Schuer, all down pit road getting some repairs done. This will be a second early caution into the night. Cautions breed cautions, and we're definitely seeing that this evening. As we're going to try and get them stacked back up 2 wide, it's about 15. Yeah, it's going about 12 rows deep. It looks like out of the 21 drivers that entered, 20 are still out there racing. Now Eric Whitner's been in his pit stall in that number 17 machine quite a long time, so he's going to go a lap down, but hopefully we can see him get back out on track as Howie DeTrey also comes back down pit road once more. Now Lovell and Fitz on the front row, still on those original sets of tires, as that second row, Nikolajczyk, Briss, then you've got Hop and Koulibaly, your third row. Everybody else has much fresher tires underneath them. Pace car is in. Green flag is out. Nicholas Lovell gets another spectacular launch in that 37 machine. Nikolajczyk moves his way up into second. Let's go a little bit further back. It looks like more 3-wide action, and they're going to bin it once more. Oh, and it's going to be a big one. Ashley Lyle gets caught up in that one. The rest of the field comes to a stop. They are dropping like flies with our third caution of the evening. Let's see what happened to Lyle and her 51 machine, the Morton Salt-backed machine. And it's another case of 3 wide there. It looks like the 97 may have tagged the outside wall. That's Howie Briss. Bounces in, and then around they go. The number 69 machine of Howie Fitz careening across the track, and they just start charging in and hitting just about everything except the snack stand. As, oh my goodness, that is a big one. So Nicholas Lovell may have the right idea here, staying out on those original set of tires, valuing the track position more so than anything. It's been about that 6th to 8th place fray where we've seen so much carnage. Is now William Britton, Matthew Fitz, Benny Hogan, Michael Keithley, Ashley Lyle, Charles Jurek, Patrick Colby, James Miller, Scott Schuer, Howie DeTrey, all coming down pit road. Eric Whitner still in his stall trying to get those repairs done. Trying to see, was that about 10 different drivers possibly involved in that one? So it looks like Hogan, Lyle, Keithley, Britton, Jurek, Fitz are able to get back out on track. Scott Schuer, Howie DeTrey come back down. And we did get an update from Daniel Mosteller, the number 87 machine, having some sort of connectivity issues. Opt to put it back in pit road and avoid causing any calamity. But I think Mosteller could have stayed out and would have been just fine based on what we're seeing so far. That's going to put now Jaden Hopp, the number 81 machine, as your hard charger, up 21 spots. He'll be on the second row, accompanied by James Koulibaly, Nicholas Lovell, and Mikolajczyk will be on the front row. Lovell still on those original sets. Mikolajczyk came in on lap 14. Now, a talking point, I believe it was Sean Williams, the 89 machine, apparently has some sort of wager going on where if he picks up a win here tonight, he's getting a $100 bonus, so keep an eye on that 89 machine. He's currently sitting 7th back on the 4th row. But he knows what he needs to get that little bit of bonus money from his sponsors. We're all stacked up. Pace car will be coming in. And we'll give it a shot after our third caution here. Again, it's Lovell and Mikolajczyk on that front row. Lovell's been getting great starts despite the older tires. At this point, he could be able to go to lap 100, 110 before he needs fuel, making it a one-stop race in theory. Pace car is in. Green flag is out. Let's go racing. Looks like Lovell able to nail the launch once more. Pulling about a quarter of a second of Mikolajczyk. But here comes Hobbs and Koulibaly. Running third, fourth. Hilbrand inside the top 5 in the 92 machine despite possibly having a little bit of damage on that car. And hold on tight, Lovell. Here comes Mikolajczyk's 38 with the fresh tires underneath him. Takes a peek the inside line. And here we go, the race for the lead. Looks like Jaden Hopp's 81 machine going to try to take advantage of those fresher tires as well. Moving on up into second as Lovell starts to drop back slightly right behind him. That's Koulibaly, Hilbrand, Briss running 4th, 5th, 6th in their own tidy little pack. Oh, what's going to happen here? The number 2, oh, that's fantastic crash. It's going to be blocked entirely. I am at a loss for words. Looked like that was a big one. Koulibaly, Keithley, Jurek, Newworth, Keithley. Britton may have been tied up in that one. Now the caution came out in a reasonable amount of time. I dare say a very quick amount of time. But let's see what happened here. You saw the number 22 of Koulibaly maybe get a little bit of a shove. I think it may have been from Hilbrand. I'm not quite sure. Chasing onto it, gets kind of bumped out of the way. Does a good job locking up. Now the caution's already out here, but the field nowhere to go. And he just gets absolutely decimated, and Dover very quickly turns into a parking lot as the field just comes blasting in. I'm trying to see who maybe made that first initial bit of contact. I want to get that on board. So this is going to be the same shot. Koulibaly going for a wild ride. Just got edged ever so slightly by Hilbrand. And this is who I want to see. Let's get a good shot on this. Who is it that comes blasting in and unfortunately doesn't see the incident? Oh, here it is. This is going to be a good one. So we're on board now with James Miller. There's the crash starting to happen ahead in the top left side of your screen. Checks up, but just nowhere to go, and then Carnage strikes, and boy does it. I believe that's going to be our fourth caution of the night. I'm going to pull something up here. I'm curious to see how many fast repairs, how many get-out-of-jail-free cards these guys have. They don't. If I'm reading that right, they have no fast repairs. The fact that we still have this many drivers out on track, rocking and rolling, is extremely impressive. And that's going to give Mikolajczyk the top spot. Jaden Hopp will be accompanying him on the front row. Nicholas Lovell will be on the second row with Tony Hilbrands. Howie Briss, Sean Williams will be your third row. Patrick Colby, the number 9 machine, has requested an EOL. We're going to see that number 9 machine going back to the end of the longest line. Get him right behind the iRacing safety car once more. And getting ready to go green. And away they go. And it almost sounded like, I thought I heard somebody crashing here. There we go. There it is. Was that Hilbrands I saw just getting run over, I think. So let's see what happens here, the number 92. Backing that camera angle up a little bit. We've seen a lot of 3-wide action here. That looks like that may be the case once more. Hilbrand's looking for a way through the 92 machine. Looks like he may come down. The 97 just gets into him on the inside. Hilbrand tries to chase it down the track, catches the grass, no traction there, comes back up, and just gets absolutely drilled by, I think that was the 69 of Matthew Fitz. Yes, it was. Like about half the field down pit road once more. Eric Waitner's been in his stall for... He was in a stall for 9 minutes. So Mikolajczyk, Lovell, your front row. Once again, Hop, Briss, your second row. Williams and Lyle will be your third row. Now, Nicholas Lovell, that 37 machine, still out there on his original set of tires. And I think so far it's been a wise call. He's second in points, looking to score a few more. Now, he hasn't got his last win since June 20th when we were back at Michigan. And I think so far tonight, track position has kind of been king. I can see a little bit of battle-worn bodywork on that 37, but for the most part, all in all, kept it relatively clean in a race that's been mired with bad luck by a whole lot of misfortune for the guys and gals. Race car should be making its way down pit road here shortly as we get the field stacked up double file. Still 16 drivers on the lead lap. That's what I find so astounding. Could be 17 as now Scott Shearer's rolling out of pit road. They've been confirmed with race control. Hey, is damage on? Do these guys have fast repairs? And no, they're getting back out there. So tonight, at least at Dover, these things are built like tanks. As we've seen some spectacularly hard hits out of these drivers. Pace car is in. Now Lovell's been getting great launches, but now he's on older tires compared to Mikolajczyk accompanying him in the 38. Mikolajczyk rolls on the gas. And away we go once more. Now all eyes on Lovell. When that field starts to get stacked up behind drivers with older tires, kind of bunches everything up and things get a little bit dicey and a little bit exciting rather quickly. As we see that, they're too wide, about 3, maybe 4 rows deep. Howie Briss trying to hold on to the third place spot, but here comes Jaden Hobbs, 81 machine. Looking to the inside, you got Ashley Lyle on the 51 right behind as well. She's looking for a way through. Gets a little bit of tail wiggle coming out of 4, but holds on to it. I think that's going to allow Hop to at least hold on to the 4th place spot as he puts the pressure on Briss's 97. No, that's going to be Briss putting the pressure on Nicholas Lovell. Again, Lovell still on that original set of tires. We're 42 laps in, about 20 of which have probably been under green flag conditions. I think Nicholas Lovell wisely goes high there, allowing Howie Briss by. Here comes Ashley Lyle at the inside line as well, trying to follow the same move the 97 just pulled off. And she's committed to it and throw it in deep in the Morton Saltback 51. Right behind them, that's Jaden Hobbs, Sean Williams side by side. All but briefly. As everybody Everybody's trying to slot into a groove here. Mikolajczyk, your race leader, pulling about a half-second gap over Howie Briss. And the field once again stacking up behind Lovell. Here comes Hop, Williams, Hilbrands, Keithley. A very healthy pack trying to work their way up around that 37. Who's just got older tires, can't quite throw it in as deep as the guys and gals around them. Hop moves up to fourth. Hilbrand's going to try to make the same move in the 92 machine. Looks like he will do so. Here comes Keithley. Here comes Sean Williams. Williams, hints at making it 3 wide there on the inside of Keithley. Keithley almost stuck in the middle. Williams charging through here in the 89 machine. Side by side with the Shrek back 53 of Keithley. Lovell not quite sure where to go in front of these guys. Williams has to check up hard behind the 37. That's going to allow Keithley to make a move on the outside. To move up into 6th. That's his 12th spot gain so far. As Williams tries a little bit of a high-low maneuver, makes it stick. Now it's going to be James Koulibaly. Charles Jurek trying to come up through the field. Looks like things are getting a little bit more sorted here as Michael Keithley leading Sean Williams, the 89 machine. This is 6th and 7th out on screen. Now I'm wondering, Nicholas Lovell in the 37, is he maybe regretting staying out so long on these tires? He has had 5 cautions to make a decision. Or is he maybe still confident we're going to see a little bit more carnage by the time it's all said and done? Handing back up to your 2nd place driver, Howie Briss. He's about 6/10 back from Paul Mikolajczyk. And then Ashley Lyle in 3rd. Lyle right on the back bumper of the 97 machine. Trying to work her way a little bit higher up inside the top 3. She's got 10-lap fresher tires than Briss. Oh, but giving a little bit of tail tap to the wall because it also looks like Jayden Hopp with the 81. Starting to close the gap ever so slightly and see if he can interject himself onto the podium. So it's looking to be a 3-car battle for the 2nd place spot. Nicholas Lovell comes down pit road under green flag conditions. Not happy with the tire wear he's been getting, but hey, he made it 50 laps in the original set of tires. That's pretty darn good, all things considered. Oh, looks like Lyle gets a little bit loose, and she's going to throw it in deep against the 97 of Briss. Looks like Jayden Hopp also going to try and follow suit. Not quite able to make it happen against the 97 of Briss. I'll have to get another run at it. So let's see now. Can Lyle close the half-second advantage that Mikolajczyk has out front? Lovell makes his way back onto the race surface. He's going to be a little bit behind the lead pack. And about 2 laps down is what it looks like. Jayden Hopp taking his time in the 81 machine to try and get around the 97 of Briss. Now Hopp and Briss are on the same tire strategy. Both took 4 fresh tires on that lap 14 pit stop. field getting a little bit more crowded up here. Pop looks to the inside line of Briss. Here comes Hilbrens in the 92 machine as well. No, that's the 37 of Lovell, who's a couple laps down. I think Lovell, once he gets those tires up to temp, going to try and lap his way back into the lead lap. He will hands down have the freshest tires underneath him after that lap 50 pit stop. Going to wait for the lap times to update here. Oh, but we've got problems. Charles Jurek in the 76 machine. Looked like Eric Whitner was tied up in that one. That's going to be in the turn 3 section of the raceway. And oh, Jurek not looking too healthy in that 76. Ooh, what happened here? That was a massive hit. Almost looked like the number 17 machine pushed up the track a little bit with Whitner. Jurek with nowhere to go gets in the 17. Whitner just gets absolutely drilled here. And look at the front right of Jurek. Oh, somebody threaded the needle there. And both drivers, massive, massive hits, hitting just about both walls there. And that's going to bring the entirety of the field down pit road for a bit of a reset. Now I think Nicholas Lovell is going to stay out to get that lucky dog and get a lap back. Everybody else down on pit road. And it's been a rough night for a whole lot of drivers. I think we're going to lose a few on that one. As that is indeed our 6th caution of the night. Nicholas Lovell is able to get a lap back there, so that's progress. It looks like it's going to be Ashley Lyle on the front row. As I think we're trying to get drivers sorted out here. It's Shaw, Strode, Nikolajczyk, and Lovell involved in an incident. I imagine that's them slowing down to let the field back by. Can't imagine these two experienced guys crashed under caution. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just slowing down, allowing the field by, and getting sorted up here. So it's going to be Lyle, Hop, your front row. Hilbrens, Williams, your second row. Koulibaly and Miller will be your third row. Base car is in. Let's try it again. Lyle gets a great launch. Hop slots in right behind her. Keep an eye out. Tony Hilbrand, the number 92 machine, has been having a bit of a yo-yo night. Gets up towards the front, falls towards the back, has the rinse, wash, repeat here. Oh, Hop looking like he was about to make a move on Lyle, but has a massive blink in that number 81 machine. Hop, your hard charger, he's up 13 spots so far. But the connection issues, not confidence expiring for him. These drivers are blinking and hopping around, makes it very tough for anybody else to predict where they're gonna go. And here we go, side by side for the race lead. It's Ashley Lyle on the high line. Jaden Hop down low. Tony Hilbrands, he wants a piece of it. Trying to find out which way he's going to be able to make his way through here. Now as he's, Ashley steps out the back end, holds on to it. This may allow Hop to drive through the inside line. Now with Hop and Lyle going side by side for the race lead, that's allowing everybody else behind him. Oh no, Lyle with another big moment, tags the outside wall. This is exactly what Hop is looking for in that 81 machine. A bit of a mistake out of the Morton Salts 51. Seems like it's so tough to put down the power here. And now Lyle, for the first time on this run, will be playing defense as Tony Hilbrand tries to work his way up a little bit higher as well. Makes a clean slide job underneath Lyle. Takes over the second place spot. Don't count out James Miller in the 09 machine. Now he's down 2 spots from where he started, but still out there raring to go. As there's about 4 drivers here within a half second for the race lead. It's Hop, Hilbrands, Lyle, Miller. They pulled about a 4/10 of a second gap over Sean Williams' 89 machine. Don't forget Williams chasing that $100 bonus here that he was promised if he can bring home the top spot on the podium. But with Hop and Hilbrands, how fast they are on this run, gonna be tough as they've already pulled about about 4/10 on James Miller. Miller still has Ashley Lyle right behind him. That's a lot of drivers that we know are willing to push it and get up there if they have the pace. And again, Hop, Hilbrands pulling a bit of an advantage over Miller and Lyle, linked up for third. Don Williams also closing the gap in that 89 machine, trying to get just a little bit closer. As now Hop pulling about a 4/10 advantage over Hilbrands. Now both of these guys are about 15, 16 lap old tires at this point, so should still be pretty fresh underneath them. As they are starting to stretch out now. If we pan back to James Miller, who's worked his way into podium contention in third. He's got Ashley Lyle. Lyle has Sean Williams in hot pursuit. I don't want to jinx it, but we may hint at a green flag run here If these guys can keep rocking and rolling, try and get a little bit of forward momentum. We still have 16 of the 21 drivers that started on the lead lap. Looks like about 17 are still out there racing at this point. As Sean Williams tries to take her the 4th place spot. Looks like he's going to do so against Lyle's 51 machine. Now, I haven't had the pleasure of calling any of the action here at VRL, so for me, it's a first-time experience to see maybe who our long-run drivers are and maybe who more of the short-run pros could be. So Williams could be one of those guys we got to keep an eye out on as he starts picking off spots. Howie DeTrey comes down pit road in that 34. In the field, getting a little bit bunched up here. It's Miller, Hilbrens, Williams, Lyle. A 4-car diamond formation, all battling for 2nd place back. Your race leader, Jayden Hopp, he's checked out. He's 1.1 seconds ahead of the fray behind him. And now Hilbrens takes over the 3rd place spot, holds on to the 3rd place spot, as William tries to get his nose in. Hilbrens wants to fight for that final podium spot as hard as he can, not even to the halfway mark, as a big moment out of Sean Williams gets all sort of loose out in the 89, but somehow Williams pulls that off and fights now even more intently for the 3rd place, working the inside line of Hilbrens. Here comes Ashley Lyle. She's not afraid to get in the mix in that 51 machine. And just like that, Hilbrens, who thought he may have had 3rd place locked up, has Sean Williams and Ashley Lyle trying to muscle their way through. Williams comes out on top, holding on to the 3rd place position. And you know who this goes well for? Your race leader, Jayden Hopp. He's up 14 positions. He's got to be ecstatic to see everybody battling behind him. And James Miller's got to be happy in the 2nd place spot as well. He's also pulled a 1.2 second gap over 3rd place Sean Williams. Michael Keithley in the Shrekback 53. Up 13 spots, now battling inside the top 5, has worked his way around Ashley Lyle's 51. But Ashley not willing to let the Shrek-backed car go too easily. And it looks like this may be the tire wear portion of the race we were talking about, as guys such as Hopp, Miller, Williams extended that gap. As we get more 2-wide action going on all across the track, these guys are not yielding an inch. 82 laps in, we've had a whole lot of cautions, and still the show rocking and rolling here. It's Keithley, Lyle, Hilbrens, Hogan, running 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. As we got a little bit of contact, I wonder if that was Keithley that it might have drugged the wall in the 53 machine. I think it was. He's going to fall now back to 5th. Ashley Lyle takes over the 4th place spot. looks like Keithley has a bit of damage. Opts to come down pit road. Checking back in under race leader, albeit a little bit briefly, as Jaden Hopp has more problems. But Jaden Hopp pulled a massive 1.4 second gap over the rest of the field here. And let's cycle it back a little bit further. Vinny Hogan putting the pressure on Tony Hilbrins. I'm also curious to see as well, when are we going to see Jaden Hopp maybe run into a little bit of traffic if we can keep going green all the way through. Checking back in with Jaden Hopp, the 81 machine. 1.8 seconds ahead of James Miller. Miller 1.5 seconds ahead of Sean Williams, with the top three very spread out at this point. But still, great racing all across the racetrack. Tony Hilbrand starting to close the gap to Ashley Lyle. Lyle has closed the gap to Sean Williams in third. And you've also got Vinny Hogan in the number 5 machine trying to catch up to Hilbrand's. And it almost looks like Hilbrand's stepping the back end out a little bit there. Here we go. Here comes Vinny Hogan making a move up the inside line of Hilbrand's. Will Hilbrand's defend or play it safe, I wonder? Hogan looking for any way through. Now, while these two are battling, they're still catching up to Ashley Lyle and Sean Williams, running third and fourth. Lyle made that pass on Williams on lap 91. She's going to try and continue that forward momentum if she's able to, because surely they know, especially Tony Hilbrand's, as well as Sean Williams, you've got some fast guys charging forward here. Now, if we can go green, and what a big if that is, these drivers should be able to make it to around a lap 130 to 140 before they need to come in on fuel. But I think tires is going to be the big restricting factor for everybody else on track, as now William Britton comes down pit road in the 64. We've got Don Hilbrand saying, turned into a great race, the monster showing its namesake, absolutely. As we got those early cautions, a half a dozen early cautions out of the way, it looks like things are starting to clean up. As I believe we still have 16 drivers out on track, make it 17. 18. Max Newworth had made it back out on track after 34 minutes in his pit stall in his 66 machine. So just getting out there, getting some laps, getting some seat time, which is always very important. As we check back in on Jaden Hopp, the hard charger up the number 81 machine up 14 spots so far. Now coming into tonight, Hopp was third in points, lagging behind Howie Briss and Nicholas Lovell. So this could be a massive points night for that number 81 machine. The last time Hopp picked up a win was on May 30th at Iowa, and he led 140 out of the 250 laps and still had some early incidents. He walked away from that night with 8 incident points by the time it was all said and done. There's the number 53 machine of Michael Keithley, getting a lap back. Still needs a few more to get back on the lead lap, but those fresh tires underneath you, so incredibly important. Standing back a little bit further is Tony Hilbrun's, Benny Hogan, Sean Williams. Williams has fallen all the way back to 6th. May have cooked up a little bit too much tire throughout this run. Now this is a tough gamble for the drivers to make at this point as well. Do you come in early for tires as opposed to fuel? Or with how many cautions we've had as we get ready to touch the halfway mark, is it just a safer call to stay out there for as long as you can and either wait for a caution or the end of the fuel run, whatever comes first? Looks like Matthew Fitz coming down pit road as we're on board with Benny Hogan's number 5 machine tucked in behind the 92 of Tony Hilbrun's. This is the ongoing battle for 4th we've had out on track. You can just slightly see Ashley Lyle's 51 machine ahead. He's sitting in 3rd place, but a bit of a bobble there from Hogan. Bagging the outside line, the outside wall. That's going to give Hilbrun a little bit of chance to breathe in the 92. Now as the laps continue to click off here, Howie Brisson pit road on lap 102. How long are these drivers going to opt to stay out for? Well, a little bit further back, Scott Schuer, James Kalabali about to have a battle for 8th. Schuer, the number 4 machine. He's up 9 spots so far. Koulibaly and the number 22, he's up 4 spots, sitting in 8th. Now we saw Schuer involved in an early incident. He's been in his pit stall 9 different times here this evening. Not having the best of luck, but here we go, the battle for 8th. Looks like Schuer's going to slide up the inside line. Does Koulibaly have a little bit better drive in the 22 machine? He does not, as it looks like Schuer is going to lock in the 8th place spot. Now we are past the halfway mark, and we'll pull up the live timing tires on the left side of your screen to see where your favorite driver is, as it's Hop, Miller, Lyle, Hilbrun's, and Hogan, your current top 5. As the battle for 8th continues on. Koulibaly not going to give it up that easy to Schuer. My apologies, it's Shire. Got Shire in the number 4 machine. James Miller in the 09 comes down pit road. Who's that trying to get a lap back? Can't quite tell if that's the 53 machine of Keithley? It is not. Trying to see who's there in the fray with Shire and Koulibaly. It's the 76 machine of Charles Jurek. He came in lap 56 after a big incident and trying to get all the laps back here. Unfortunately, he's about 20 laps down from everybody else, but P-time is C-time. Same for the 69 machine of Matthew Fitz. Getting some lap back through traffic, but with how long they have left to go, I can't believe how hard Shire and Koulibaly have been going at it here. We've got 90 laps left to go. This is the battle now for 7th. And both drivers absolutely sitting now. Looks like Koulibaly came in a little bit too deep, got the car unsettled, able to hold on to it, but Shire takes advantage. Let's check in on Ashley Lyle running second to 51. Tony Hilbrands runs third, but let's talk about Jaden Hopp. A 9-second advantage over the rest of the field as he rides around in first. But unfortunately for Hopp, being that first place car, he's also going to be the first driver cutting through traffic. Now Hopp has something figured out. He's running a half-second faster than pretty much anybody else on track at this point in the 81. I think a large contributing factor is that he hasn't had to dice it up that much over this fuel run. His last pit stop was on lap 57. And I think if this run continues, Hopp is going to stretch that run out to the absolute limit. John Williams rolls out of pit road. But every lap Hopp is out on track, he's gaining more and more time on the rest of the field. We've whittled it down to 7 drivers on the lead lap. Hopp's been down pit road 2 different times so far this evening. And at this point, if he comes down pit road, he may be able to go all the way to the end. But again, he does not want to get stuck a lap or 2 down if we have a mid-late race caution. Vinny Hogan, Paul. Oh, a lot of people. Tony Hilbrand's coming down pit road. Nikolajczyk comes down pit road. Shire, Koulibaly. Well, I think that's going to put it with 2 drivers on the lead lap here. Jaden Hopp, Ashley Lyle. Showing as the only 2 drivers on the lead lap. As it looks like Ashley Lyle come down pit road as well for what could be her final and only green flag stop of the evening. As Hopp continues just clicking off laps here in the 81. He will be the only driver on the lead lap at this point. And to be fair, this is partly due to pit stop cycle working its way through. But Hopp wants nothing more to pick up another win later on in this season. Again, it was way back in May he won at Iowa. He was on the podium at Texas, at Michigan. VIR at Indianapolis wasn't quite as kind to him. And the points gain could very well just be absolutely massive if Hop is somehow able to bring home the win here after so many good drivers had their cars kind of wadded up, chewed up, thrown out. We've got 80 laps left to go. Hop's been out on track for 63 laps since his last pit stop. So now we get to see just how far can Hop go on a fuel run. Patrick Colby rolling out of pit road. Charles Jurek makes his way into pit road. Now the nearest opposition Jaden Hop, that 81 machine, has is Nicholas Lovell, the 37, who is 2 laps down, I believe, 1 lap down, excuse me, but 35 seconds back from your race leader. Lovell hasn't been down pit road since lap 50, his one and only stop of the night. As if you remember, the 37 machine made a fantastic effort on those original tires for the longest time. I think that may be James Miller. Trying to see who that is running the number 9 machine. No, it's Patrick Colby. It's about 4 laps down, trying to get things turned around, getting past your race leader, getting a lap back from Jaden Hop. Now at this point, Hop is significantly slower than a lot of drivers who have already been down pit road. Last time by, Hop with a 26.16. But you got guys such as Tony Hilbrun's in 5th, Sean Williams in 6th, Benny Hogan in 7th, all running about the mid 24-second lap times. And there we go. Jaden Hop's going to come down pit road for his green flag stop, trying to get it woed up in time. Hopefully not getting a penalty there after all the hard work he just put in. And let's see how this is going to shake down as drivers start to get their laps back. Looks like that's going to be James Miller, maybe your new race leader, with Nicholas Lovell tucked in behind. Miller came in lap 107. Lovell on lap 50, so we think that 37 machine will be coming down pit road relatively soon. So after a whole lot of cautions early on, now strategy's starting to be shown from these guys. James Miller, still your race leader, slowly gaining ground and putting even more of a distance between himself and Nicholas Lovell. If we go back, Howie Briss in 3rd. Looks like Jaden Hop starting to charge back forward in that 81 machine. Hop about 10.4 back from James Miller, but arguably some of the freshest tires out on track as Hop works his way back up into 3rd. I think Hop's in a good spot here. Nicholas Lovell still has to come down pit road one final time. Is Lovell maybe waiting too late in the race to make that call? Because, yes, he'll have the freshest tires underneath him, but will Lovell have enough time to capitalize on him at 37? As Jaden Hopp has looked extremely strong throughout the long run. Now 3.5 seconds between Hopp and Lovell. Lovell drastically slowing up. Yep, Lovell's come down pit road in the 37 machine. So Hopp will inherit the second place spot without too much battling. And this puts him 8 seconds and closing fast to James Miller. Miller last time by at 25.62. Hopp 1.3 seconds faster than your race leader. But Hopp has to be very careful here if he's planning on running all the way out to the end, not to use up too much tire. As there's some still strong contenders out on track who will have some very fresh rubber underneath them to carry them all the way till the end if we go green. And that once again puts Hopp as your hard charger now up 13 spots as that pit cycle pretty much drawn to a close. James Miller, your race leader in the 09 machine. His last pit stop was lap 107, 18 laps earlier than Jaden Hopp. Miller, I think, would be pressing it to make it till the end here on fuel, so he may have one final stop left for him over the run. As more and more drivers trying to get their lap back, but keep an eye out in the baby blue 81 machine. Closing the gap now to 3/10 to your race leader, James Miller. William Britton comes down pit road. And here we go, the battle for the lead. It's going to be relatively short-lived as Hopp able to use those fresher tires underneath them, having no problems taking it away from Miller. Those 18 lap fresher tires, very important. Max Newworth also coming down pit road on lap 138. Newworth actually on his 78th lap after some early problems. He was in his pit stall for almost 35 minutes early on here tonight. So the fact that he got back out there at all and started clicking off laps extremely impressive, shows the dedication of these drivers. So that's going to put Hopp 2 seconds ahead of Miller. With 60 laps left to go, I'm thinking some of these guys, if they have tires left behind the wall, and that is a big if, maybe need to think about taking them now so they can have enough laps to try and make something happen. Now that being said, still plenty of time for a late race caution to throw a wrench into the plans, especially of drivers of Hopp. who seem to be finding their luck on long run speed and pace. And I think the biggest thing for Hop right now, just do a little bit of fuel management, a little bit of tire management to make sure there's enough left in both the literal tank and the proverbial tank at the end. In case you see a hard charger, try and make something happen in the end. And Hop's got to be mindful about that internet connection as well. If he blinks too long, the iRacing service will kick him back to pit road. Oh, so it looks like he puts himself in a little bit of the vortex of danger there. Oh, right as I say that. Things almost got a little bit exciting for your race leader. But able to navigate around. You've also got Shire and Mikolajczyk, as well as James Coulibaly. Looks to be a 3-car battle for 8th shaping up. Shire, Mikolajczyk, and Coulibaly, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Now I think that that was actually Mikolajczyk that we saw tag the wall right in front of the race leader, and we see the 38 machine have those problems once more. Matthew Fitz rolling out of pit road. And we've whittled it down to 7 drivers on the lead lap. It's Hop, Miller, Hilbrens, Briss, Williams, your current top 5. Now the big question is, will Hop be able to go till the end on fuel? And we did get a report from Race Control. Tire blowouts, a very big issue for these guys. Drivers may be going too long on a run. I would imagine that's the front rights giving these guys problems. Maybe working the tires too high. We'll try and get confirmation on that. That's courtesy of our Race Control Red up in his own separate booth tonight. He definitely had a busy schedule early on in the race. As we can report, just about every driver has blown at least one tire tonight. So something else for Hop to be mindful of. The drivers may be able to push hard, but the tires just can't quite handle it. There's a very hot track temperature tonight as well. I believe before the race started, we were looking at about 115-degree track temp, which has only gotten hotter over this race. 200 laps. 49 left to go. So not something we've seen in a while here of the long green flag runs is the tires becoming the big issue. Hop out front, not having issues as of yet, has pulled almost a 9-second gap on James Miller in second. Hiller holds about a 5.7-second advantage over Tony Hilbrens in third. a little bit further back. Looks like Howie Briss is going to have company with the likes of Sean Williams. Williams has 9-lap fresher tires underneath that 89 machine. Now Briss, the 97, he's your current points leader coming into tonight. Sean Williams, 4th in points. So could be potential to really shake things up here as Williams sends it in deep alongside the 97. Brian to take over that 4th place spot, slides in front of Briss. Looks like he's going to do it clean. But Williams, 5.7 seconds back from Hilbrens. Hilbrens has 4-lap newer tires. That's going to be a long way for Williams to go if he wants to try and get into podium contention. Now, we thought the fuel run was going to be 90 laps. The fuel could very well take you there. The tires, most likely not here tonight. Got more battling going on. Looks like Benny Hogan has made his way around Howie Briss. Briss falling back slightly in the 97 as the run progresses. Briss is on some of the oldest tires out on track right now. His last pit stop was on lap 102. Pretty much everybody else came in on lap 111 or later. As it looks like, oh, we've got a caution coming out. A late race caution is going to throw a big wrench into the plans, especially of Jayden Hopp. Waiting to see where that caution came out at. And with 40 laps left to go, this could really shake things up. Now, I didn't see where the incident was out on track. I'm maybe wondering if it's between Hilbrens and Miller here. Oh no, it's right ahead. Who is that? Back the camera angle up just a little bit. And let's go on board with Tony Hilbrens, the 92 machine. I think we're going to get a good look and see who is careening around there. The 22 of Kulababi? No, I'm not quite sure who that was. So let's see how this shakes out with the late race caution. Hilbrens stays out, the number 92 machine. Everybody else comes down pit road for our 7th caution of the night. Who's got the tires left? Jayden Hopp came down pit road on lap 160, so he's going to take 4 fresh tires. He'll be restarting 3rd, a very good spot to be in if he can get through what has been a bit of a meat grinder. While we are rolling under eye-pacing conditions, I'm going to go refill my water bottle. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the VRL Cup Series. As we get them gridded up behind our iRacing safety car, it's going to be Hilbrens and Hop on the front row, Miller and Williams your second row, Lyle and Hogan your third row. Looks like we're waiting for a couple drivers to maybe get the wave around here. More than a couple. But keep an eye out on Hilbrens on the front row. He's on 45 lap older tires than everybody else around him. Has to nail the start here if he wants a good chance of not getting run over. Because Hop, Miller, Williams, Lyle, Hogan, Briss, Shire, Koulibaly, Nikolajczyk also having fresh tires on the lead lap. No, I take that back. Koulibaly and Nikolajczyk came in lap 113, so they're 2 of 3 drivers, including Hilbrens, on this lead lap, still on much older tires. The start going to be very important for the 92 machine, as cautions always breed cautions. And now you've got a lot of fast drivers with mixed tires up in the front. Pace car is in. And green flag is out. Here we go once more. Jaden Hop with a good launch on the outside line. Keep an eye on James Miller, trying to make his way forward in the 09 machine. We know how fast Hop is on the long run. Now's the chance for maybe some of the short run drivers to try and reel him in and close the gap. Here comes Ashley Lyle as well. The 51 machine's working her way back into third. But it looked like there was almost the slightest bit of contact between herself and Hilbrens. Hilbrens falls off the pace with older tires. Miller staying right there with Hop. Takes a look at the outside line. Trying to diamond the corner a little bit. Ooh, almost loses the back end. That's going to give Ashley Lyle a chance to close the door in her 51 machine. Maybe get back up there and fight a little bit more for the higher podium position. As we check in on Sean Williams, he's got Howie Briss, Benny Hogan right behind. As we are watching the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th on screen between Williams, Briss, and Hogan. Up front, it's still Hop, Miller, and Lyle. Hop only about 3/10 ahead of Miller, who's showing a bit of aggressiveness over this run. Knowing they don't have much longer to go, 33 laps remaining in this main event. As Briss and Hogan going side by side. Looks like Hogan gonna work his way up inside the top 5, now up 9 positions. Hard Charger still gonna be Hop in that top spot, up 14 positions so far tonight. And as we pan the camera over to Hop, there's James Miller keeping that number 81 machine within striking distance. The 09 piloted by Miller qualified in 2nd, and there he currently runs. But Hop was very, very quick through that long green flag run. Even got a full cycle of green because the laps are going to rapidly click off. Everybody running about 24.3 second lap times at this point with fresh tires underneath them. So those times will start to fall off rather quickly around that lap 185 to 190 mark. But most importantly, drivers should be good to go till the end here, with about a 38 lap run from their last pit stop to the time we take the checkered here at the Monster Mile 200 at the VRL Cup Series. We've got to go back a little bit further where things are getting excited behind Ashley Lyle. That's Benny Hogan, Sean Williams side by side, as well as Howie Briss in the mix in the 97. Everybody on the same tire strategy at this point. Knowing Lyle's 51 machine, the Morton Salt 51 just ahead. Nikolajczyk comes down pit road in the 38 machine. He must have some sort of problems. As Benny Hogan has closed the gap to Lyle's 51 machine, it could very well be a 4-car battle for third. Hogan looking for a way around that 51, takes a peek the inside line, going into one. Will he commit? Throw it in side by side with Lyle. Lyle not giving the number 5 an inch here. She's trying to hold on to it, but tags the outside wall. This may allow Hogan the chance he needs, but as these two continue going side by side, Sean Williams, Howie Briss linked up nose to tail, using that big old hole punch in the air out of these two battling for third, closing the gap. And look at that, Lyle puts the bumper to Benny Hogan. But it looks like Hogan works up into third. He's going to make that 11 spots gain so far. We've got 26 laps left to go. Dover giving all sorts of excitement to the fans around the world. Four laps left to go. Benny Hogan has not broken away from Ashley Lyle's 51 machine. They have just the slightest gap over Williams and Briss, as Jaden Hopp has pulled a 1-second advantage over James Miller. Miller has about a second over third place driver Benny Hogan. But Hogan's not going to be able to close that gap too quickly, with the likes of Lyle, Williams, and Briss breathing down his neck. I think every one of these drivers knows Hogan is the last podium spot they're going to be able to grab. Hogan 6th in points coming into tonight. May be able to score a little bit of points ahead of Tony Hilbrand. But with Sean Williams sitting in 5th, not going to be too many points getting there. And again, I think Jaden Hopp in the best spot here as far as points. And as I say that, looks like Miller losing a little bit away as we go checking in on Miller. What a great looking paint scheme. Miller losing time as Benny Hogan, Ashley Lyle, Sean Williams are starting to catch the second place driver. So that's Hogan, Lyle, Williams linked up 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Williams takes a peek to the inside line against Lyle. Are they going to battle for 4th or try and work together and track down James Miller? Now as these three start to duke it out a little bit, that's giving Miller back and let's call it 3/4 a second of advantage over third place Benny Hogan. I think Hogan really needs the draft support of Lyle and Williams if he wants to try and track down the 09 machine and work that number 5 up into 2nd place. But I just saw the corner of my eye. I think Miller's got his hands full with lap traffic. And the field's going to bunch up rather quickly here. Miller able to get through, Hogan not able to make those passes quite as quick. Working his way inside, outside, wherever he can find it, shooting through the middle. Lyle follows suit, not afraid to stick her elbows out. And it looks like the 89 and Williams able to stay right there with Wells, splitting traffic up through the center. But with 16 laps left to go, that could have given James Miller a massive break as he extends the gap back to 9/10 of a second. Almost a full second here. Coming through 1 and 2 down the backstretch at Dover. Hop pulls a 1.9 second advantage over Miller. Miller 1 second ahead of Hogan. As Ashley Lyle, Sean Williams still linked up nose to tail. Williams up 5 spots to the 89 machine. But the more these three, or specifically these two, Lyle and Williams, battle it out, trying to take in slight feints and jabs each other, that's taking away their chances of catching James Williams. As, oh no, Jayden Hopp has a big blink up front. As Williams has a bobble as well. Looks like Lyle closing the gap to Hogan. Hogan had that gap down to Miller, down to about 9/10. Now it stretches back to 1.1 seconds. And Morgan also knows if Lyle and Williams get up to that number 5 machine, that completely takes away the chances of a second place run here. 13 laps left to go. As we check back in on race leader Jayden Hopp, 1.9 seconds ahead of Miller. Not seeing a crazy amount of traffic at the head of that 81. As we are down to just 8 drivers on the lead lap here. Hopp seems to be relatively unstoppable across a green flag run. And look at this, here goes the battle for third. Benny Hogan, Ashley Lyle, linking up nose to tail. Lyle wants to work her way up on the podium. She's gonna try and take advantage of Morgan cutting through traffic here. If Morgan doesn't pick his lines carefully, that 51 machine is going to look for any opening they possibly can. That is this 69 machine of Matthew Fitz. And oh no, Lyle may have just gotten slightly into the back of Morgan. Checks up slightly. She's got to feel bad about it. And oh, here we go. Benny Hogan, Howie Briss, Sean Williams, Ashley Lyle. A 5-car battle for third. Hogan holding on to it with everything he's got. Briss sees a chance of redemption. There's traffic involved, a little bit of contact with Hogan able to hold on to it. Briss and Lyle side by side. Briss the inside line, Lyle up high. Benny Hogan wants these guys to battle out as much as he can. Now this is completely given James Miller second place, as Hogan and friends have dropped back about 4 seconds. But we've seen some bumpers come into play, maybe by accident, as we saw the drivers check up immediately afterwards. But it's anybody's guess who may be able to bring home a third place finish. As it's Morgan, Lyle, Briss, Williams running third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And still anybody's guess as Lyle and Briss right behind Benny Hogan. Hogan's up those 11 spots and wants to hold on to every one of them. But with how aggressive these drivers are at this point, it's extremely fortunate we haven't seen somebody go spin around. Benny Hogan got close, getting a love tap from behind. as they make their way across the start-finish line. 5 laps left to go. Lyle looking for any opening through Hogan she can find. Takes a peek up the inside line through 1 and 2 out the back chute. Doesn't get the drive. Hogan holds on to it. Looks like Howie Briss also goes to the high line, trying to carry just a little bit more momentum here, as this is a wild battle for third. Hogan just carrying a little bit more momentum here, able to fend off Lyle's charges. And now Briss and Williams squarely in the mix as well. If any of these drivers make a single mistake, they could quickly find themselves losing 2, 3, 4 spots the easy way. 3 laps left to go. Lyle steps out the back end as Hogan keeps it planted. Who's going to make the last ditch shot here? Nobody wants to show their cards too early on, as race leader Jaden Hopp and second place runner James Miller have checked out here. It's a 4-car battle to decide the final podium spot. 2 laps left to go. Hogan tries to hold on. Everybody on the same tire strategy, and here comes Ashley Lyle taking another peek at the inside line. Let's see if Hogan can hold on to the drive, as Lyle right side by side in the battle for third. Lyle's going to throw it in deep here into turn 3, almost too deep. White flag is out, trying to avoid the quarter panel of Benny Hogan. Oh, Hogan drills the outside wall. Lyle goes defensive on the inside. Lyle takes over the third place spot. Hogan falls back to fourth, but Howie Briss on the inside line. Side by side, Lyle's got a half car length over Hogan. Hogan takes over the race, or excuse me, the third place. Calling it like it's the race lead here. Checkered flag is out. Jaden Hopp picks up the win, and it's carnage in the last lap. Howie Briss is going to bring it home in third, just ahead of Sean Williams. Ashley Lyle, Benny Hogan falling back to 6th and 7th. My, oh my, what a night. As Jaden Hopp brings home the win here in the 81 machine. Got to be ecstatic. James Miller second. Howie Briss rounded out the top 3 after a wild, wild finish here at Dover for the VRL Cup Series. Jaden Hopp enjoying the limelight in that 81 after a wild, wild finish here. Waiting for these drivers to get up here in the podium. We're waiting on Jaden Hopp, James Miller, Howie Briss. Waiting for these drivers to make their way here. I get an update here. All right, excellent. Waiting on Jaden, it looks like. Race winner. We're going to get everybody up here in the podium room. Looks like we got everybody queued up, ready to go. We're going to start with Howie Briss, the 97 machine. Welcome, my friend, bringing it home up here with a very hard-fought third. And what a wild finish it was. I mean, Howie, did you expect to be up here by the time it's all said and done?
Heck, I thought I was going to finish 5th, but I'll take a 3rd place.
What a wild, wild finish we saw there. I mean, it was you, Williams. We had Ashley in the mix, Benny Hogan, 4 cars all duking out for that final podium spot. How did you bring it home, or was it just trying to keep your nose clean through all that?
Well, I kept on killing the right front because apparently I can't save the right front here worth a living. So, and that last restart, that was my last set of tires on the car, and I just wanted to drive it out. And then I'm over the radio talking to Sean like, "You better stay back there. I feel like something's coming." And what do? I called it. I called it. I am a god. All right, I called that because I mean tempers were flaring there, but I just wanted to save my right front the best I can. But Benny was kind of like Ryan Newman's neck. He's just holding everyone up a bit. So I guess Ashley got tired of it. Sneak right underneath and take the third place.
Well, what a wild night for you and all the drivers. A lot of fun, and we know tire management was tough. Was that a big factor for you at the end, using that last set and how tough the track was on the tires tonight?
Oh, I already blew a set. Like it's like I read on the gauge, zero. It's just zero. So yeah, I did blow a couple tires, but that was very crucial, which I wasn't expecting. But it just kept on getting tighter and tighter. I'm like, the right front's gonna kill itself here any minute. And as soon as I get to pit road, gauge just says zero. You have zero right front left. I'm like, okay, good to know. I have no driving experience whatsoever until like the last like laps that count. So
Well, Howie, a lot of fun watching that one, calling the action, and great racing all the way around. Who do you want to give a shout out to that helps get you that 97 machine up in this third place spot?
RTR, Ryan Torbenson Racing, they're probably watching. Grandmother and granddad upstairs. Um, I think mom and dad, they're down in Arizona right now for a trip. Aunt Stephanie watching as well. Everyone that supports the 97 team. Uh, I still feel like a win's coming. We got a couple more races left, but I feel like we're still leading the championship, so hopefully that gains a bit on us between, I think it's level. So I know it was 80 points, but hopefully that extends even more. I just want a nice cushion.
Awesome, Howie. Great run out there. Congratulations on extending that points lead just a little bit and a lot of fun. So, congratulations and hope to have you back up here next week, my friend.
Yeah, hopefully to be back up here.
That was Howie Briss bringing home the third place spot. Up next, we've got James Miller in the '09 machine. James, seemed like you avoided a lot of the controversy we saw out on track and brought home a relatively clean race car at the end of this thing.
Yeah, that's it looks like that, but believe me, she was torn up at the beginning there.
Now, James, this is my first time calling the action for VRL as Mason was out of town, and I even had a message race control throughout this race going, hey, do these guys have fast repairs? Is the damage off? How are we having this many cars still driving? What led to these machines basically acting like tanks out there tonight and just eating up all the damage you guys threw at it?
It's just this damage model. I mean, it helped me out today big time, but I I really wish it was a bit more realistic. I mean, that first incident, when I got in the back of Nick there, I had a minute and a half of damage, but no visual damage. It was just like a little toe damage, and you fix that up, and the car's brand new. So I don't know. It's a little broken, but but we'll take it, obviously.
Well, glad it panned out well for you. Now, James, were you one of those drivers that also blew a set throughout the run as well? We heard that was a common factor tonight.
No, I pitted lap 107, I think it was. My right front was 23 something. I pitted a little early. It was the plan. I was trying to short pit. I knew I probably couldn't make it the whole distance anyways, so I was gonna have to pit again, but just wanted to make sure I can make it on fuel if anything happens. So I kind of short pitted there. Completely burnt the tires up that run. Luckily, I guess I was the caution that almost helped me out, which is also not not realistic. But no, I didn't happen to blow a tire, but I was definitely wearing out that right front. It was getting pretty tight throughout the run.
Well, James, great run tonight. You were very fast throughout tonight and looked like you and Hopper put on a show. So congratulations to both of you guys. A hard-fought finish in second. Who do you want to give a shout to that helped make this evening possible for you?
Just the Team AV guys on the car and for putting the car together. And thanks to you for I guess filling in for Mason for the broadcast, and thanks to Tony for the league.
Awesome. Well said, James. Congratulations. Hope to have you back up here next week, my friend.
Sounds good, man.
That was James Miller finishing in the second place spot. Up next, the man, the myth, the legend, Jaden Hopp, bringing home the win, the '81 machine. Jaden, seems like you were unstoppable whenever we got those very few green flag runs this evening.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you.
So, Jaden, well, towards the end of this race, I mean, the beginning was rough for everybody involved, drivers, race control, even the broadcaster with I think 6, 7 very early cautions. We finally got those long green flag runs. We saw the 81 machine really start to shine. Were you a little apprehensive we were going to have a late race caution that was going to kind of undo all that work you had put in?
Yeah, I was. We kind of had one, but in the end, it was still all right. Give enough time to run.
So, Jaden, how was tire management for you in the 81 machine? We know a lot of drivers were really struggling, kind of prematurely wearing them out. It seemed like you kind of had it figured out over the run. So were you worried about tire wear over the course of your race, or you felt you pretty much have a handle on it?
I felt I mostly had a handle on it. I was a bit worried on that first full run. That's why I pitted early, but even then, the tire wear wasn't too bad.
Well, Jaden, it was a great race all the way through. Came in tonight third in points. We know you had that win. The last time we saw you up here was Iowa, May 30th. So getting a little bit of momentum for you. Any tracks coming up that you're especially pumped about or maybe apprehensive about later in the season?
Not sure how Pocono and New Hampshire are gonna go, but Watkins Glen afterwards should be all right.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I know the fans are at home. And speaking of, Jaden, who do you want to give a shout out to that helped make this win possible for you in that 81 machine?
Just you guys putting on a good broadcast as always, and Tony for putting on a good week.
Awesome, Jaden. A pleasure talking to you for my first time. I'm sure either myself or Mason will have you up here plenty of times throughout the season. And congratulations on a great win. You're unstoppable tonight.
Thank you.
And that was Jaden Hopp bringing home the top spot in the number 81 machine after a wild night of racing. James Miller, Howie Briss rounded out the top three. We had a lot of crashes, a lot of tempers flaring, and a whole lot of fun. As always, on behalf of the VRL Cup Series, as well as Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, my name has been James East. Thank you all so much for tuning in, supporting the league, supporting the broadcast, and supporting your favorite drivers. We'll see you back same time, same place next week, and we'll be back for you. Have a great night, everybody.